boys and girls. Welcome to 5-Minute Stories. I'm Miss Ashley, the youth librarian at the Port Charlotte Public Library. Today I have a story to share with you from India. If you travel all over the world, you'll find that all the different countries have stories to tell about why the land looks the way it does and why animals sometimes behave the way they do. So this story is about a tiger. It's called How the Tiger Got His Stripes. And it goes like this. Long, long ago in the land we call India, there was a beautiful golden creature, and they called him Tiger. He considered himself the king of the jungle, for he was the most fierce and the most beautiful of all the animals. He had the most beautiful golden fur, and everyone told him so. And one day he heard about another creature who was getting the buzz in the jungle. This creature was called Man, and all of the animals thought that he was something because he had something called wisdom. And the tiger said, well, I want some wisdom. So he went out to search for Man so that he could get some wisdom. And when he found him, he thought to himself, well, this creature isn't anything. He's just this tall, gangly, scrawny thing on 2 legs. What could he possibly have that I don't? What is this wisdom they talk about? So he went up to the man, and the first thing the man did was go, ah, a tiger, 'cause wouldn't you? And the tiger said, oh, relax, skinny thing, I won't eat you. I just want your wisdom. Give it to me now. And the man said, oh, well, I can't really give you wisdom. I left it back at home, but if you wait here, I'll go get it and bring it back for you. And the tiger said, oh, very well, I don't have anything to do today, and I'm not very hungry right now either, so I will wait. And the man had a herd of goats with him, and he said, well, I will go get you that wisdom, but you see, I'm afraid you might get hungry while I'm gone and eat one of my goats. And the tiger looked at the goats and he said, well, yeah, they do look pretty delicious. I could see that. He goes, very well, if you tie me to that tree over there, I won't eat your goats. And so the man tied him to the tree. The tiger let the man tie him to the tree. And he said, very well, now you can go. I won't eat your goats. And the man stepped back and he thought, well, you have some very, very sharp claws. And I'm afraid that you might cut the ropes with the sharp claws and then eat my goats. And the tiger said, yes, I do have very sharp claws. They are very good for cutting things, but no, I will not cut the rope. If it will make you feel better, you can tie my paws around the tree as well. And so he let the man tie his paws. And then the man stepped back and said, oh, well, one more thing. You have some very sharp teeth. I'm afraid you might use your sharp teeth to cut the rope, and then you can eat my goats. And the tiger said, oh, my goodness, you are so annoying. Very well. You can tie my head to the tree as well, so I can't turn my head and cut the ropes. Then I will not eat your goats. And so the man did so. He tied the tiger's head to the tree, and the tiger let him. And he said, well, there's just one more thing, Mr. Tiger. Oh, very well. You may tie my tail down as well. It is a beautiful tail, I know, and it's very powerful too. It could thwack one of your goats in an instant. And so he let him tie his tail to the tree. And once the tiger was all tied, he couldn't move his head, he couldn't move his paws, and he couldn't move his tail. The man said, all right, I will go get that wisdom for you. And he took his goats and he ran back to his village. And of course, do you think he was coming back? No, of course not. And that tiger waited and thought, well, how long could it take to go get me some wisdom? And he waited and he waited. And all kinds of animals came to look at him, and they were laughing at him. And the tiger couldn't figure it out. Be gone, you pesky beast. I'm waiting for my wisdom. And he waited and he waited. And one day went by, and 2 days went by. And all of a sudden, that tiger was starting to feel pretty hungry. And he thought, well, he won't mind if I eat just one of those goats. And so he tried to wiggle his head free, and he couldn't do it. And he tried to wiggle his paws free, and he couldn't do it. And he tried to wiggle his tail, and he was tied good and tight. And he thought to himself, well, this is a problem. And he pulled, and he pulled, and he pulled. And every time he pulled on that rope, it got tighter and tighter on his fur, and it began to burn through his fur, and he pulled and he pulled, and it burned more and it burned more until he began to smell pretty crispy, until finally, he got free. The rope broke and he stood back. And do you know what? His beautiful fur was now striped up and down with black stripes. And he thought to himself, well, I guess I finally found my wisdom. Never trust man in the jungle. And that is how the tiger got his stripes. It's a silly story, but it did teach him a little bit of wisdom. When we are wise, we learn from our mistakes so we don't repeat them. So I think that tiger learned from his mistakes, and all tigers from now on, whenever you look at the stripes, they'll remember the mistake that first tiger made. Happy reading!